So I'm starting the recording now. My name's Caitlin Ferry. I'm the Job Corps admissions counselor in Salem. I have folks that I work with outside of the area as well, out to the coastal towns of Newport and Lincoln City, all the way to Yamhill County and Polk County. So if you're in those areas, I'm likely working with you on your Job Corps application, or you're in the waitlisted category, which is what this meeting is typically for. So this being on this meeting doesn't necessarily mean you're waitlisted unless I've told you for sure that you're on the wait list. So if you have gotten confirmation from me that you're on the wait list, that's good news. But obviously this meeting is to give you a little more detail as to what's going on with that wait list. And we're getting a few more people coming in here. So I will do this monthly. I've been doing it monthly for a little while now. So what may happen is we might not be doing the live meetings anymore for the monthly updates, unless you guys prefer to hop on live. If you want that, we can absolutely do it that way. If you don't prefer the live version of this meeting, if you'd rather I make a recording of my, thoughts and what's going on with the update, and then send it out to you guys in a link like I do after the meeting anyway. If you prefer the link rather than the live, please let me know. I definitely want to make sure you guys are getting the updates you need in the way that makes the most sense. I know a lot of people work and have things going on in their life that they can't make the live meeting. So let me know, please, if this works for you. If not, we can go a different route. First things first, I want to recap a little bit of what happened. October 20th, the Department of Labor, which oversees Job Corps, said in a message, they're going to start a phased reopening approach. This is something I mentioned in our last meeting. So this reopening approach is going to be a very slow trickle, is the way I've been thinking about it, okay? I thought for some reason when the October 20th date came, I was like, all right, everyone's going to Job Corps. It's going to be great. I got pumped about this date. Sure enough, of course, with COVID in Oregon and the what's going on with our state, it's been very difficult to have anybody go to Job Corps, let alone you guys on the wait list. So that's what happened October 20th. There were approved list of people that were going to start this process. So out of the 10 Job Corps centers I recruit for in Oregon and Washington, there were only 4 centers in our region, 8 centers across the nation that were approved to do this. Okay, and I'll explain that in just a second. What I did mention last time is that they're gonna, when they do start getting people on these campuses, it's gonna be a 14-day quarantine process. This is what I had mentioned last month, that you will take a COVID test when you arrive on campus, and it's gonna be 14 days of you either alone in a room, you'd be having your meals served to you during the quarantine process, or you and another person. Each Job Corps center is doing it a little bit different. So obviously you'll have access to supportive services and stuff like that if you need it, but that's basically with the quarantine. They will have, entertainment for you and all that stuff. So don't worry about being bored or, kind of pull your hair out. You may feel that way, but at the same time, they should have plenty of stuff for you to do. But again, this is really what I'm talking about, this phased reopening approach, that October 20th date, when they came out with that. This has nothing to do with you guys on the wait list, unfortunately, okay? So also from the last meeting, the current Job Corps students don't have to re-drug test when they go back. You guys will have to drug test when you get to campus. So this is something all of you should be familiar with already, because I had mentioned, hopefully in all of your interviews and conversations, that we do drug tests, and that will be a requirement of you going to Job Corps, is to take that drug test and pass it. So with that said, again, when we talk about reopening plans, when the October 20th date, it's just the current students, not waitlisted students. So when I had called some of you in the last couple of months and I said, hey, we're going to start this distance learning option, I thought what was told to me is this will happen relatively soon. And I was calling people even in the summer, and I was saying, hey, distance learning, it's going to happen, right? I was thinking sometime in the fall, about now, you guys would be starting that distance learning. Clearly, if you've received any phone calls, it hasn't been, hey, are you ready for distance learning? If you have been called, asked if you're ready for distance learning, no Job Corps centers, even the 4 that were approved for current students to reopen, none of them have been approved for waitlisted students to do distance learning. It's extremely frustrating. A lot of you have been making phone calls to me saying, well, why did you even call and ask if I was ready to do distance learning? Because that was confusing. I understand, and I apologize if it came off like it was going to happen relatively soon. Some of you I probably even told, hey, it's going to happen soon. However, nobody has been approved to get the distance learning started. What they keep saying is soon, soon, soon. Well, you and I both know this soon isn't as soon as we had hoped at all. Some of you on this call interviewed with me in person at the beginning of 2020. I mean, I'm looking at some of the names. Some of you interviewed with me in person, believe it or not. That's how long we've been waiting, and that's how long we're going to continue to wait in this process, unfortunately. Okay, when will virtual learning start? Again, just to reiterate the same thing, I know I'm getting a lot of questions about this. I do not know. I don't have a date. I'm trying my best to get some answers. I know that the centers, Angel Job Corps Center, Tongue Point, and Springdale, and I'm losing it, a couple in Washington. They're so ready for you guys to start distance learning that they have all their plans set out, and they want you to complete that 4-week program at home, but they just haven't been given the approval. So I know that they are ready, so that's good news. They're ready for you to start at home. But just remember, when you get phone calls from the center and they're saying, what's your accessibility look like? Do you have a laptop? Do you have internet? They have to do preliminary surveys just like I do. They have to make these phone calls to you just as well as I had to make the phone calls to see if a couple of you were able to do it. When they really call you for that and they say, I'm going to send you a laptop, that's when you know distance learning is going to happen relatively soon. Okay. If I'm making those phone calls, I will make very, very clear to you in that phone call the date that you're going to begin. If I don't mention a date in that phone call, and if I'm not clear to you at all as to what's happening, please say, Caitlin, I need clarification, or when am I starting, what's going on, okay? So really just make sure, even if you are getting a phone call from your campus and you don't know what that means, give me a call. So connect with me and see if it's something that that's really happening soon, or if it's just a preliminary survey. Unfortunately, they have to make the phone calls as well. So the 4 campuses that were approved, I'm sorry if I said 8 earlier, I think I misspoke. So 4 campuses in our region have been approved. There are 10 campuses I recruit for. The 4 campuses are Columbia Basin in Moses Lake, Washington, Curlew and Curlew, Washington, Cascades Job Corps Center in Sedro-Woolley, Washington, the one north of Seattle, Tongue Point Job Corps Center in Astoria. There are 4 campuses only. If I didn't mention your campus, that means they may be approved for the second round of reopening, which is good news. Typically, the ones who weren't able to reopen, there's one like Springdale Job Corps Center is in Troutdale, which is in Multnomah County. Multnomah County is under a huge restriction right now due to their COVID numbers. That Job Corps Center is going to take a while longer to reopen. All right. The other one that I didn't mention in Oregon is, there's 2 I didn't mention, but Timberlake Job Corps Center. If you weren't on the call last time, The Timberlake Job Corps Center was affected by the Riverside fire in Estacada. Their electrical building for electrician training was burnt down. Their staff housing on campus was all burned down. So the staff are operating remotely from either hotels, if they were on campus staff. Some staff were not on campus, but a lot of the administrative staff would live right off the campus in the staff housing. So this is, again, going to take time. The road leading up to the campus was also severely damaged and it's undrivable. So this is going to take, again, longer for the Timberlake Job Corps Center to reopen just due to that reason, not necessarily due to COVID. Okay. Wolf Creek Job Corps Center, I don't know what happened with them not reopening. I know they were not affected by the fire down there. It was very, very close, but not necessarily directly affected. And so that was the last one, is the Wolf Creek campus. All right. So as of today, we don't know when the rest of them are going to reopen. Again, a slow trickle is the way I'm describing it. There will be groups. There have been groups at the 4 campuses that I mentioned that have been arriving on campus and doing the quarantine. So they're in groups of 6 to 12 people. The thing about those current students that are leaving for Job Corps this month or next month is they're not allowed to go home for the winter holidays. So if you could imagine getting the phone call, hey, can you go to Job Corps now? And the current student said, sure, but can I leave for Christmas? Nope, you can't leave for Christmas. So the students that are on board right now, they are not allowed to leave campus for at least 90 days. And this would even mean, I think they're having stuff mailed to them in terms of their personal hygiene products, stuff like that. I mean, it's a little bit, little wild right now. All right, obviously COVID tests, if those come up positive on campus, it's gonna severely slow down the process of you guys going. So let's hope that everybody is safe on campus and doing what they need to do, so you guys can start to arrive soon after the new year is my hope. It's safe to say you guys are not gonna go before the end of the year, 2020. It's safe to say. I'm hopeful for January, February, and March that we're going to get a lot more information. Hopeful that you guys will start leaving for Job Corps in the spring or summer of 2021. So the new people, I have a couple of you that I've interviewed relatively recently in the last month that have been on the wait list that would, that I've been telling you spring or summer, and that's just the best guess I have right now. My management's telling me not even to give you any kind of time frame, just because we don't want to get your hopes up, as you know, this whole process has been getting your hopes up. Again, the people that I interviewed in, you know, February and March of 2020, I was like, all right, a couple months, you'll be headed out, a couple months. And then COVID hit, so just changed the whole time frame for the entire program. So we are still accepting applications. Your guys' applications have been submitted. That's why you're on this call, and they're hopefully accepted. If you are not sure still if your application for sure has been accepted for the waitlist, please call me, text me, email me. You are not bothering me if you call me, text me, or email me, you guys. You might think like, oh, she's so busy. You guys, this is my job. I'm here for you. This is what I'm doing every day because I believe you guys have so much potential to get this stuff done and get a good job and move on with your life. Truly, truly. And when I interview you guys, it gives me life. It gives me life. I swear. When I'm on the phone with you guys, I love it. You might think I'm crazy and cheesy and all that stuff, but I crave human interaction just as well as you guys do. If there's anything you guys want to have changed in this process, if maybe like I have this wild idea to get all of you on a call just to talk to each other, I don't even need to be there. You know what I mean? just to like interact with each other. It sounds dumb, but that's just my idea. If you want that and you think that that would be any value to you to chat with other people on the wait list for Job Corps or whatever, please, again, reach out to me, email, text, call, and say, hey, I am interested in that. I would love to get on just to chat with other people, and I can arrange that for you guys as long as it's, you know, appropriate of sorts, right? That's all I have for the update. I'm sorry to leave you at a cliffhanger, like, oh, this is a great update. It's not. And it probably won't be for the next couple of months as we move forward in this wait for Job Corps. All right. I do thank all of you for your patience and keeping me as informed as possible in your life. If you started a job, if you are currently enrolled in a school program, if you're like, please, you know, take me off the wait list for Job Corps, I don't want to get your emails anymore, guess what? I'm not taking anybody off any list. I'm just not. Even if you beg me, I've had a couple people, please take me off the list. Sure enough, those people end up doing something and then coming back. So I'm not taking anyone off the list anytime soon, and we will keep chugging along, folks. And then keep yourselves busy, please, and let me know if you guys want to do one of those Zoom calls with just you guys so I can leave you be and chat with each other. I'm going to stop the recording now, and then if you guys have questions, either the recording folks, if you have questions, let me know, or if you guys on the call, if you have questions, you can hang tight and I can answer your personal